you hear him when he ran up through the gears? He got on the chip in third gear. When he got to third, it just flutters just a little bit, and then he pulled it back and forth, but he never got back in the gas because
actually probably
he was already
lucky you have the flat, because we'd have probably been in the wreck or had some business up in the wreck there. Oh yeah, definitely.
So perhaps a bad break turns out to be a good one. There you see the cars involved. Martin Truex Jr. has just left pit road along with Harvick, and you saw Jr. leaving as well. And they are doubling up to come get the green. 76 laps are complete. It's Jeff Gordon, Jimmy Johnson, Sterling Marlin, Kurt Busch, J.J. Yaley, then Clint Bowyer, Denny Hamlin, Joe Nemechek, Casey Mears in 9th, and Kyle Busch in 10th. Michael Waltrip in 11th. Tony Stewart up to 12 from 41st. This is some of the fun stuff at Michigan, the restart. Hang on, here we go. Running 1-2, imagine that. There's Marlin in the 14, Briggs in the 10, Hamlin in the 11.
J.J. Yaley there in the 18 car. He's up the 4th spot. So they've been obviously adjusting, making some improvements on that car. Ooh, little contact there between Allmendinger, and I couldn't see who the other car was.
Once again, we're in that situation where the guys that are like 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th in line, they're all racing for the lucky dog. They're all a lap down. Then you jump back to, you know, Jimmy Johnson, you jump back to Kurt Busch behind these guys that has to race himself through this group to get back in touch with the leaders.
Martin Truex Jr. scored 27th. He's the last car on the lead lap. He has led 51 laps today, and again is now the last car on the lead lap after being caught up in that caution. We watch the cars on the track. Lindsey Zarniak is in the garage with Matt Kenseth.
Bill, and Matt Kenseth is watching as his crew works on this car. Tell me what happened.
I really don't know what happened up front, but everybody started slowing down, and I got in the back of Martin just a little bit, but not very hard, and he kind of saved it. I was okay, and I thought everything was being cool, and I just got hit from behind, and then everybody just piled in there. So it's just one of the things in a restart. I think some lap cars got together or something, and everybody's racing hard to try to get back in it, and just got caught up in somebody else's wreck.
Matt, I know you guys felt like you had a very strong race car. Do you feel like you have a chance to get back out there?
Well, we had a pretty good car. I don't know if we had a good enough car to win. I certainly have the team to win, and, you know, they were making some really good adjustments and getting it better. So if we get out there, we're just going to limp around and try to beat, you know, whoever else we can for points. But when it's wrecked this bad, it's not much fun to get back out there. So I don't know if we'll make it or not. It's wrecked pretty bad.
Bill?
Thanks, Lindsey. Again, through the first 14 races, Matt Kenseth had completed every lap. The only driver to do so.
I tell you, 07 and the 11 car have been going at it really hard these last couple laps.
2 cars have gotten around them while they're doing this, but they are, I think that Clint Bowyer was tired of messing with Denny Hamlin. He just kept him pinned down through 1 and 2 on that last go through.
Tony Stewart looking inside his teammate Denny Hamlin in the 11. It's Bowyer in the 07.
Here we go. Here we go.
Oh, Kyle Busch.
It's just sideways watching.
I can't tell who's straight and who's sideways when you look at it.
Stewart got the spot.
I'll tell you, this 11 car and 7 car are probably going to wind up wrecking if they don't give some room to each other.
Casey Mears drives down low.
And they're messing with each other, and everybody else is going to pass them.
Everybody else is passing them. As they run at each other, everybody else is passing them. Look at him throw
he's
him a
mad now.
there. He's mad. Get off my rear end. Give me some room, and we'll get back around these guys. That's what he's telling me.
They just lost about 5 or 6 spots, or at least 6 cars past them. I don't even know if we're on the same lap.
This is one of those times when I'm on the key, I'm on the button saying,
We don't get something going here.
Has that 11 car?
They're all around.
I'm screaming, has that 11 car got a spotter? Find him and tell him to get off my rear end for just a lap or 2. Let me catch my breath.
But this is an example of you race a guy how he races you. If you're going to mess with me, then I'm going to mess with you and vice versa. These guys right here aren't giving each other any room.
And it's like you said, they're not giving each other any room, and they lost 6 or 7 positions. And about a half second to 3/4 of a second a lap to the leader.
They didn't give each other room, but they gave room to plenty of other guys.
Robbie Gordon there in the 7 car. He's in 13th spot. Trying to get underneath 31. Jeff Burton, a little loose there.
It's Carl Edwards trying to make his way back up through the field. Same with Greg Biffle in the 16. Martin Truex Jr. in there as well on the 1 car. Boy, there is some exciting racing all over this 2-mile track. But out front, it's that 24 car. Jeff Gordon is the race leader at Michigan.
You're watching NASCAR.
You having the time of your life or what? TNT Sports is live at the Michigan International Speedway. 87 laps are complete in the Citizens Bank 400 and a new race leader. For the 3rd time, Jimmy Johnson leads at Michigan. A nice smooth pass inside his teammate Jeff Gordon. So Jimmy Johnson to the lead. Gordon runs 2nd, and they have about 3 seconds on 3rd place Kurt Busch. Take a look at how some of our Gillette young guns are doing. Ryan Newman's had a difficult day. You see Casey Kane struggling again. McMurray back there in the 23rd spot. Carl Edwards trying to work his way up through the field. Our Gillette young guns. Jimmy Johnson leads. Let's get an update from Larry McReynolds.
Well, Bill, we've talked about all day long at this racetrack, the speeds they run here, how aero-sensitive these race cars are. Let's talk about Dale Earnhardt Jr., the 8 car, what Tony Gibson and that group had to do to that car when he came to pit road. When they ran over something on the back straightaway, it took this bottom part of this valance and folded it under. Now, the front end of a race car almost works like a cow catcher of a train. When you run a straight edge up to it to make maximum front downforce, the edge that touches it first should be the bottom edge. You do not want it like that. That kills the front downforce. So what those guys had to do is beat this valance back out to where if you put a straight edge up there, then that point touches first. And you know what, Kyle and Wally? As we have had to repair these things on pit road, we've been known to pull it out a little further.
Yes, you have, Larry.
And the drivers have been known to beg for you to pull it out just a little farther.
Why does he say we?
I don't know. I don't know. He's a crew chief. He's including everybody down there. It's always we with Larry.
And Hendrick cars out front. Johnson leads. Gordon 2nd, on board with Jeff Gordon for a lap here at Michigan.
You hear him getting after the throttle. I mean, this place you just kind of roll into the corners. I mean, obviously you're full throttle at this point. You're going down into turn 3. You'll roll out of the gas. You'll let the car just kind of float down in there. You may use a little bit of brake depending on how good your car is gripping. You just let it roll, 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 roll. Then you just start picking it up a little bit. If you feel you've got confidence in the car that it's going to stick, then you just really get after the gas pedal.
And I want you guys to remember this at home. Remember this shot from Jeff Gordon's car, because so many places we go, when you get to right here, you're looking for the bottom of the racetrack. At this racetrack, you can look for any space. Just pick a lane and let your car float into it, like Wally says. Ease back into the throttle. Your car will find a natural groove there. You see, he beat the 48 car through 1 and 2 right there. He drew on him a little bit. And a lot of times you get that at Michigan. One corner you're better than the other corner in because your car is a little bit snugger or, you know, a little bit freer. These guys, you're able to hunt and find a line here to see where your best place is.
Let's see, the 48 just moved his line a little bit. He was way high that last lap through 3 and 4. Now he moved down, so he's searching. Marty?
Well, Wally, as we're riding along with Jeff Gordon, that pass for the lead was more of a wave by for Gordon than anything. He said, I'm just going to let him go because I'm going to be too tight on exit trying to hold him off to keep him from passing me, so there's no sense of messing with it. His car, and I don't know if you can pick this up from the in-car camera or not, a little bit loose going into the corner and a little bit tight coming off the corner for Gordon.
Pro Approaching halfway here in Michigan, Tony Stewart started 41st, did not make a lot of progress early, but look at him now. He's in the 4th spot and moving forward. Couple other guys on the move. Carl Edwards up to 9th, Greg Biffle up to 10th, and Martin Truex Jr. has made it to 12th. Truex Jr. has led 51 laps today.
Back at Michigan International Speedway, Mark Fine with you along with Larry McReynolds. It's time for your Nextel mid-race report as we have finished 101 of 200 laps. Yeah, mid-race. We are right there, and Larry Mack hasn't been boring. What are your observations thus far?
Well, I think the biggest thing, Mark, is that a racetrack that has not necessarily preference for Chevrolets. Right now, what I'm seeing is most of the guys up the front, just like those guys up there running 1 and 2, are Chevrolet. Bert Push in the Dodge, he's hanging close, but it's a racetrack that has normally favored the Fords. Carl Edwards trying to overcome that pit road speeding penalty, and Greg Biffle, who had a total disaster yesterday. Those guys are still hanging in the top 10 in those Roush Fenway Fords.
All right, time for us to go through the field. We start with Matt Yoakum. Matt?
And coming into this weekend's race here at MIS, the last 5 Michigan races, Jimmy Johnson had led a combined 2 laps. Today he's already led over 25. Right now he says the car a little too free on exit. They're getting their game plan ready for their next stop on how to tighten them up for that exit condition. Marty?
Well, his teammate Jeff Gordon's back there in second. They're about 10 laps or so from their first pit stop. Actually, about 8 laps now, around lap 110. The car's a little bit loose on entry for Jeff, a little bit tight off. Steve Letarte just told him air pressure adjustments on this next stop to set us up for the last 100 laps of this race. Kurt Busch is in third, turning some very good lap times. He has been committed mostly to the bottom and the middle part of the racetrack, although he's up high very late in the run here. Car's a little bit too tight for Kurt. They're talking about pitting in late 8 laps as well. Matt?
Big Orange Tony Stewart. What a run he's had today, all the way from 41st up to 4th. He's been fighting a tight condition most of the afternoon. They progressively freed him up. 2 stops ago, they made a big swing and some adjustments, and it's really helped. He's on his way to the front, Marty.
Well, Matt, Casey Mears has parlayed some late momentum here in the season with a 4th last week. That makes 2 top 5s in the last 3 races for Mr. Mears. The problem for him is not the car today, it's how he feels inside the car. Not feeling so well, asked the crew for a pack of Tums or Rolaids on this stop so it could feel a little bit better. Lindsay?
Marty, Sterling Marlin is right behind. He currently is in the 6th spot, feeling pretty good because his car was 25th fastest in final practice. Last stop, they gave him 2 tires, not too bad, just trying to gain position. Right behind him is the 99 of Carl Edwards, still trying to charge up through the field. He says he's rolling into the corners. They will pit on lap 109 to Ralph.
Well, as far as Denny Hamlin is concerned, right now he's got a little bit of damage to the right front fender. Got knocked in a little bit. They're going to try to fix that next time he comes in.
Greg Biffle roaring up through the field. Yes, the same Greg Biffle in Happy Hour yesterday who said, I have no idea what to tell you. I've never had a car act like this before. They made tons of changes this morning and during Happy Hour yesterday. Biffle at one point had to pit out of the sequence with everyone because of a tire that was going down. But now he's back in the top 10 with a fast race car and coming. Matt?
Kyle Busch loaded with motivation, rounding out your top 10. He says today, it's like running on a razor blade. Either it snaps loose or it just goes tight. It has not been consistent. They've made changes, but his car not too bad, Rob.
Matt, Martin Truex has 2 starts here and has completed all but one of the 329 laps possible that he could have completed here. Right now he runs an 11. The early race leader is trying to march his way back up through the field. The 22 of Dave Blaney has only 1 lead lap finish this year. That came at Richmond. He's running 12th right now, trying to get another one. And Robbie Gordon is making small adjustments today, sits in 13th, feeling pretty racy behind the wheel of the number 7. Dale Earnhardt Jr. in the number 8 car. He's the one that got very lucky with missing that accident due to running over the piece of debris on the apron. He's running really good lap times. He's pretty happy with the car, Lindsay.
And Earnhardt Jr.'s former teammate, Michael Waltrip, is right behind him in the 14th spot. Waltrip says very, very loose. They'll try to make some changes on their next pit stop, but he's confident about how far they've gotten.
Thanks, you guys. That's the top 15. Then it's Kevin Harvick, J.J. Yaley, Clint Boyer, Jeff Burton, and Ricky Rudd, the top 20. There are currently 27 cars scored on the lead lap. The last car currently on the lead lap is Mark Martin. Jimmy Johnson is the race leader by about 3 seconds over Jeff Gordon. Just past the halfway mark here at Michigan. Johnson's out front. It's Hendrick, 1-2. Where did Junior say he's moving to?